In the digital age, a new currency emerged: personal identity. It was stored, protected, and ultimately vulnerable, waiting for the wrong eyes to find it. Few companies held more power over American lives than the credit bureau Equifax, a silent giant sitting on the most sensitive data of over 147 million people. But on one dark summer night in 2017, the unimaginable happened. A door thought to be secure was silently pried open, unleashing a digital catastrophe. This wasn't just a hack. It was an existential threat. The social security numbers, birth dates, and addresses of nearly half of America were now in the hands of unknown adversaries. To understand the scale of the disaster, we must first understand Equifax's role. They are the gatekeepers to financial existence, operating in the shadows of the credit system. The security infrastructure was supposed to be state-of-the-art, a fortress against the constant tide of digital threats. Complacency, however, was their true weakest link. The entry point was a known flaw in their online dispute portal, a piece of software called Apache Struts. A patch for this critical vulnerability had been available for months. Yet for reasons that remain baffling and negligent, Equifax failed to apply this critical fix, the digital equivalent of leaving the bank vault door ajar. For the attackers, this was the ultimate prize, a goldmine of identity data, delivered in one easy-to-access, poorly secured location. The hacker or hackers didn't need a sophisticated zero-day exploit. They only needed to exploit a failure of basic, fundamental security hygiene. This wasn't a matter of if, but when. The open vulnerability was publicly disclosed, a ticking time bomb visible on the digital horizon for anyone to find. It reveals a universal truth in cybersecurity. The most dangerous threat often comes not from outside, but from within the organization itself. On May 13, 2017, the infiltration began. The attackers slipped through the Apache Struts flaw, taking their first silent steps inside Equifax's network. Once inside, they used their access to move laterally, exploiting network segmentation that was either absent or improperly configured to protect key databases. Over the next 76 days, they patiently navigated the systems, mapping out the architecture like a thief studying the blueprints of a bank vault with perfect clarity. The goal was the ultimate prize, the consumer data repositories, where every detail needed for identity theft was meticulously cataloged and stored and centralized. To exfiltrate such a massive volume of data, they needed a quiet, undetectable tunnel, a digital pipeline that bypassed all existing monitors and guards. They found it, a vulnerability within the logging tools, allowing them to disguise their massive data transfers as routine, benign network traffic. Day after day, terabytes of social security numbers and personal records streamed out of Equifax's secure facility and into the dark web. The only witnesses were the silent network logs, but the intrusion detection systems were either deafened or entirely misconfigured to register the anomaly. For over 2 months, the hackers were ghosts in the machine, operating with impunity, while the defenders remained completely oblivious to the massive theft in progress. It was only on July 29, 2017, that the anomaly was finally flagged. A security team noticed suspicious network traffic, a faint whisper in the digital storm. The investigation that followed was a scramble, a frantic attempt to identify the leak and secure the digital perimeter that had been compromised for so long. The horrifying truth became clear. The crown jewels of American personal identity had been stolen, and the scope of the breach was unprecedented in history. 6 weeks later, on September 7th, Equifax finally went public. The announcement ignited a firestorm of public outrage and political scrutiny across the nation. Consumers were left scrambling, forced to freeze their credit and monitor their identities, essentially paying the price for the company's profound negligence. The lack of transparency and the clumsy self-serving rollout of their own apology and response only poured gasoline on the burning public anger. Congressional hearings began immediately, with lawmakers demanding answers for how such a powerful entity could have allowed such a catastrophic failure of basic security. The aftermath was a $575 million settlement, a historic fine, yet a small fraction of the estimated $439 million Equifax, saved by not applying the patch on time. The Equifax breach stands as a chilling monument to corporate negligence and the fragility of our digital lives, a reminder that our most valuable data is always at risk.